Everyone, hope you're doing nice these days. Today we will be study about the different approaches of statistical inference approaches. See, in a statistical inference, there are different kinds of methods, such as a parametric method, non-parametric method, and distribution-free method. So we are going to understand each and every method here, and we are trying to find out exactly what the methods is, and most importantly, we try to find out the differences between the parametric method and non-parametric method, and uh, and if you see, most of the people can really differentiate between non-parametric method and distribution-free method. So we are going to talk about this kind of a stuff is in today's lecture, and see what exactly the methods are, and we try to find out the differences among them. So let's start from parametric method. So you see, parametric method, it's the method named after a word parameter. Because of the vital role of parameter in parametric method, this method is named after a parameter. Let's understand what exactly the parametric method is with an example. I know you hear a lot about normal distribution. You are quite aware that normal distribution has two parameters, mu and sigma, mean and the variance. So these two parameters are fixed in normal distribution. What does these fixed parameters do in the distribution? These fixed parameters makes the probability distribution fixed or specific. So now we will be able to understand what is the parametric method exactly is. The parametric method is a statistical method which assumes that the data come from a fixed or specific probability distribution. So in parametric method, it assumes that data come from a specific distribution, fixed distribution. So let's go for a formal way to understand the parametric method. See, parametric method as we already mentioned, that parametric method is a approach of a statistical inference. And we know that statistical inference mainly concerned with the estimation and hypothesis testing. hypothesis testing. So those statistical method which concern with the estimation and hypothesis testing of one or more than one parameter of a probability distribution is called the parametric method. It's kind of a formal way to define the parametric method. Now go for non-parametric method. Let's see what exactly the non-parametric method is. So non-parametric method is exactly the opposite of parametric method. So here it does not assumes that data come from a specific distribution. So it's kind of a minimal assumptions that data come from a distribution, but a minimal assumption that data come from a distribution. See, in a non-parametric method, it has a minimal assumption that data come from a distribution, not a specific distribution, but a distribution. So in non-parametric method, yes, it has a distribution, but the distribution is not fixed. The distribution is not fixed for non-parametric method. And in a more formal way, if we wanted to define what is the non-parametric method is, say non-parametric method, those statistical method which does not consider estimation and hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing for one or more than one parameter of probability distribution is called non-parametric method. And what exactly the distribution free method is? See, in distribution free method, there does not exist even a distribution itself. So there is no distribution. But in the case of non-parametric method, there does not have a fixed or a specific distribution. Yes, it has a distribution, but the distribution is not fixed in the case of non-parametric distribution. But in distribution free method, there does not exist even the distribution itself. So these are the difference between non-parametric and distribution free method. And what is the difference between parametric method and non-parametric method? The parametric method consider the estimation and hypothesis testing of one or more than one parameter of a probability distribution. But in the case of non-parametric distribution, it does not consider the estimation and hypothesis testing of one or more than one parameter of a probability distribution. So what it comes from that in parametric distribution, it assumes that data come from a specific or fixed distribution, but in non-parametric distribution, it does not assume that data come from a fixed distribution, but it assumes that a minimal assumption that data come from a distribution, not a specific distribution. So these are the difference between parametric method and non-parametric method. So let's go for a quick review of the whole scenario here, we have different approaches of statistical inference. We had different methods in statistical inference we used from, and they are the parametric method, non-parametric method, a distribution free method. Let's start from the first one, the parametric method. Well, we find out that how the name come from this method's named after the parameter. The vital role of parameter gives the name of the method parametric method, and we observed using a normal distribution that it has two parameters, mu and sigma, and both parameters are fixed, which creates that the probability distribution of normal distribution is fixed. That makes an assumption that data come from a specific distribution in normal distribution. And we we also we also learned that informal way, the parametric method, how to define the parametric method, and we also learned that how to define parametric method in formal way, that we have a statistical inference with our concern, and the statistical inference concern with two major sectors, estimation and hypothesis testing. So in parametric method, it considered the estimation and hypothesis testing of one or more than one parameter of a probability distribution, and that is actually exactly the parametric method is. In non-parametric method, it does not assumes that a data come from a specific distribution, but it has a minimal assumptions that data come from a distribution, and the distribution is not fixed. It is the key point to remember. And the next one, if we wanted to formally define what is the non-parametric method is, we will go for like this. We will write like this, that those statistical method which is not concerned with the estimation and hypothesis testing of one or more than one parameter of a probability distribution is called non-parametric method. And the distribution free method, the distribution free method does not exist any kind of a distribution itself. Okay, and always remember the key differences among them. The parametric method, it has a fixed distribution. In non-parametric method, it does not have fixed distribution, and in distribution free method, it does not have even the distribution itself. So that is it for today's lecture. See you in another day with another topic. Hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much.